The Scandalous and Shocking Life of William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, the legendary playwright and poet, is revered for his contributions to English literature. However, his life and works are shrouded in mystery, controversy, and speculation. Here are 10 of the most scandalous and shocking facts about William Shakespeare. Fact number 1. His dad was a beer taster and a glove maker. William Shakespeare's father, John Shakespeare, born around 1531, was a significant figure in Stratford-upon-Avon. John was primarily a glove maker, crafting high-quality leather gloves in his shop on Henley Street, where the Shakespeare family lived. He also traded wool and grain, and served as the town's ale taster, responsible for ensuring the quality of local beer, a prestigious civic duty. John held several municipal roles, including chamberlain, alderman, and bailiff, equivalent to mayor, in 1568. Despite his successful career, John faced financial troubles in the late 1570s, leading to lawsuits and debts. Additionally, he was fined for not attending church services, indicating he might have been a secret Catholic. John and his wife Mary Arden had 8 children, with William being their third child and eldest son. Number 2. He couldn't spell. William Shakespeare's education at the King's New School in Stratford-upon-Avon provided him with a solid grounding in Latin, rhetoric, and classical literature, yet his spelling remained notably inconsistent. During the Elizabethan era, English spelling had not yet been standardized, and even educated individuals often displayed significant variability in their writing. Shakespeare's own signatures provide clear evidence of this inconsistency. Historical records show variations such as Wilm Shack, William Shakespeare, W.M. Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, and Wilm Shakespeare. Notably, his will, drafted in March 1616, includes 3 different spellings of his name, highlighting the lack of orthographic standardization of the period. This inconsistency extended beyond personal names. Contemporary documents often show multiple spellings of common words, reflecting the transitional state of the English language during Shakespeare's lifetime. Number 3. The Lost Years. The lost years of William Shakespeare's life, from 1585 to 1592, remain a mystery. After the christening of his twins, Hamnet and Judith, in 1585, Shakespeare disappears from public records. Theories to explain this gap include him being a schoolmaster for Alexander Houghton of Lancashire, working as a law clerk, or joining a troupe of itinerant actors like the Queen's Men. Some suggest he traveled to Italy, inspired by the detailed settings in his plays. This period's lack of concrete evidence continues to intrigue historians and biographers, adding to the mystery of Shakespeare's early career. Number 4. The authorship debate. The question of whether William Shakespeare truly authored all the works attributed to him has been debated for centuries. Doubts surfaced in the 19th century due to his modest educational background and the sophisticated knowledge in his works. Critics argue that a man of Shakespeare's upbringing could not have written such varied and complex plays. Alternative authors proposed include Sir Francis Bacon, Christopher Marlowe, and Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. Bacon, a philosopher and statesman, had the education and literary skills. Marlowe, a contemporary playwright, shared similar writing styles, and de Vere, a nobleman and poet, had a fitting courtly background. This theory gained momentum in the 19th century and continues to intrigue and divide literary historians today. Number 5. The plagiarism accusations. William Shakespeare has faced accusations of plagiarism throughout literary history. Critics claim he borrowed heavily from other writers, adapting their stories into his own acclaimed works. One prominent example is Romeo and Juliet, which closely resembles The Tragical History of Romeo and Juliet, a narrative poem written by Arthur Brooke in 1562. Similarly, Hamlet appears to draw on earlier works, including the story of Amleth from the Gesta Danorum, written by the Danish historian Saxo Grammaticus in the 12th century, and an earlier play by Thomas Kyd known as the You Are Hamlet. Shakespeare's Macbeth also shows similarities to Raphael Holinshed's Chronicles, and King Lear parallels an older play titled King Lear. Despite these accusations, Shakespeare's genius lies in his ability to transform these sources into original and compelling narratives, adding depth, complex characters, and memorable language that have cemented his works as timeless masterpieces. Number 6. He hit the big time. William Shakespeare's success and financial acumen enabled him to make significant investments, the most notable being the purchase of New Place in 1597. New Place was the largest house in Stratford-upon-Avon, reputedly featuring up to 30 rooms, signifying Shakespeare's rise in status. In 1603, Shakespeare's acting company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men, received royal patronage from King James I and was renamed the King's Men. This royal endorsement significantly elevated Shakespeare's status and secured his position as a leading playwright of the time. Additionally, in 1596, Shakespeare's father, John, was granted a coat of arms, which allowed William to claim the title of a gentleman. The coat of arms featured a gold shield with a diagonal black band and a spear, symbolizing Shakespeare's martial ancestry. These achievements not only marked Shakespeare's professional success but also cemented his social standing and legacy. Number 7. The bisexuality speculation. The sexual orientation of William Shakespeare has been a subject of intense speculation, primarily fueled by the content of his sonnets. Sonnets 1 to 126, often referred to as the Fair Youth Sonnets, express profound affection for a young man. This mysterious figure is widely believed to be Henry Wriothesley, the 3rd Earl of Southampton, a known patron of Shakespeare. Phrases such as "a man in hue all hues in his controlling," Sonnet 20, and the intimate tone of many sonnets have led some scholars to suggest that Shakespeare might have been bisexual. The ambiguity and depth of these poems add a complex dimension to Shakespeare's personal life, reflecting both the cultural norms of his time and his own unique emotional experiences. This speculation remains a point of scholarly debate, adding to the enduring intrigue surrounding Shakespeare's life and works. Number 8. Shakespeare's marriage to Anne Hathaway. William Shakespeare's marriage to Anne Hathaway was unconventional and has sparked much speculation. Anne was born in 1556, making her 8 years older than William. When they married in 1582, Anne was 26 and pregnant, and William was only 18. The marriage license, dated November 27, 1582, records a hastened wedding, as Anne was already 3 months pregnant with their first child, Susanna, who was born on May 26, 1583. The speed of the marriage has led to theories that it was a shotgun wedding forced by Anne's pregnancy. However, some argue it was a genuine love match, as evidenced by the bequest of his second-best bed to Anne in his will, a gesture that some interpret as affectionate. The couple had 3 children, Susanna, and twins Hamnet and Judith, born in 1585. Hamnet tragically died at age 11, a loss that deeply affected the family. Number 9. Shakespeare's financial woes. Despite his success, William Shakespeare faced significant financial difficulties. Historical records show his involvement in numerous lawsuits over debts and property disputes. In 1598, he was listed as a tax delinquent in London, owing 5 shillings. His financial troubles were worsened by economic instability, including repeated theater closures due to plague outbreaks. The Globe Theatre, where Shakespeare had a substantial financial interest, was often closed, disrupting his income. Despite these challenges, Shakespeare managed to acquire considerable wealth and property, including New Place, the largest house in Stratford-upon-Avon. Number 10. Shakespeare's death. William Shakespeare died on April 23, 1616, at the age of 52, under mysterious circumstances. Some contemporary accounts suggest he died of a fever, possibly contracted after a night of heavy drinking with fellow writers Ben Jonson and Michael Drayton. John Ward, the vicar of Stratford, noted that Shakespeare drank too hard and died of a fever. Other theories suggest he may have succumbed to a lingering illness. He was buried at the Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon, with his grave famously marked by a curse against moving his bones. "Good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear to dig the dust enclosed here." The lack of definitive details about his death adds to the mystique surrounding his life and final days.